What is up, everybody? It's Mark the Mike. This is another the Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling Inc. I'm Mark the Mike. I'm joined by my part tag partner, Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
And we are getting rid, for now, of the Wrestling Retrospect. And we're bringing in a new little thing of us watching. Well, so, what do you want to call this?
Bad wrestling.
um,
I mean, I just wanted to look at the lowest rated wrestling shows that we could find possible because we live in a time when people complain so much when wrestling is good. I want to see truly bad wrestling.
yeah, so,
That's not
and I
so.
guess we'll rate it if it was really bad that it deserves the rating it got, or wasn't as bad as they think it is.
hmm
I guess we go with that. So the first one
Oh,
we
hold
go
on.
ahead.
Before we go, I just want to say where we get the ratings from. They are from CageMatch.com.
Yes, they have like it's a wrestling database, so it has like every person's match known to man on there and their
hmm
record and their wins and the losses and titles and location and all that stuff. There you go. Anyway, so the first show is I think it is the top one, right? It's the first one.
It is the lowest rated show that they have on there, and it
Yes,
is an NXT episode, September 10. I think it's what's the year?
2010.
2010. Yeah.
Yep. So so during this time, WWE NXT, this will be maybe the third season of NXT. This was when it was kind of a game show, and they kind of did like kind of like a Tough Enough, but on TV, I guess. But they, instead of wrestling, they were doing damn games like musical chairs and racing and obstacle courses that had nothing to do with the ring. So this is what they did in the beginning of I think it was SmackDown. A lot of the times it was pre-recorded and it was taped with SmackDown. Um, so this one was it had a storyline in the beginning with Michael Cole saying that he would never announce in this crappy TV show ever again. So we had Josh, I forget his last name, and CM Punk be our announce team for this one.
Which I think was one about the only thing that helped having CM Punk there,
Yeah,
because this show was it was barely watchable from a person who wanted to see anything wrestling related, and I feel bad for the women because
yeah.
this had nothing to do with wrestling. I mean, it had two matches, I think it was, but maybe the total time for the matches were less than 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh, it's real bad.
and at least they trying their best to have storyline within these. Like, you have Vicky Guerrero just trying her best to damn Caitlyn, and
hmm
then you have like matches here and there. She brings in like Candice Michelle and not Candice Michelle. That's the wrong person. Um, Michelle McCool. Candice Michelle is a whole different person. Uh, um,
Oh, like Michael Cole. Oh,
yes. Michelle McCool and Layla. They were the Divas champion at the time, or they were co women's champions at the time. Um, so she
which
brings them in.
how was that even a thing? What was going on?
It was like a triple threat match, and I think they both got the pin. And instead of going against each other, they were co-captains. So
Oh,
at one point, they broke the belt in half, and they both held half, and then they just both got a belt for their own.
huh. All right. All right.
And then it was kind of like the New Day rule: the one, either one of them could defend it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, you have the reality show base of this. So you had like the obstacle courses and the musical chair number in the beginning of the show. You kind of get little histories with some of the girls. Notable ones that are there are Naomi. You have AJ Lee. You have Caitlyn. You have Oksana, which she goes into. I think she manages Cesaro in the beginning, and then she kind of goes into her own character. Um, The only one that did not have much of a career was the girl all the way in the left, and I can't remember her name. Um, I forget her name. But she's the one. She's like one that didn't have much of a career afterwards. All the other girls were part of the had something afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Maxine lined up going to Lucha Underground. She was with um Mil Mathias. She was the girl with the rose and shit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So all of them had wrestling careers except for the one in the blue ish dress. She's the only
Yes.
one that didn't have a wrestling career after this.
She was like the one that had the most
I think
speaking ability,
I
which is
think
interesting.
that was the one that they wanted to win, but I think she got hurt during the show. I think she got hurt like
Ah,
towards the ending of it, and then she just never went back into wrestling.
I guess.
Everyone else lineup still getting signed. I think Naomi went into the Funkadactyls at the time. I think AJ Lee lineup going into a different route, but she still kept the storyline with this with Vicky Guerrero because she had a whole history with Vicky Guerrero after this. Um, Maxine, she stood. So there was a point in time where this became what the original NXT became. Like it was not a pro like a top star and a rookie anymore. They kind of just started establishing their own show, and I think it was mainly for web shows and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then you had Maxine and Johnny Curtis kind of being apart, and that shit was fucking hilarious. I
Oh,
think those
really?
are some of my favorite things because there's one that they kidnapped Matt Striker, and he uses the chloroform to fucking knock him out and put him in put him in a case. And Maxine's like, "What the hell are you doing?" He was like, "We had to get rid of him, right?" And it's like one of the random shit that I've seen of that NXT. But Johnny
Hmm.
Curtis was a weird fucking character. That's Fandango, if you don't know his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, but a lot of them had the career, but this one again it goes into that reality show thing. So they had an obstacle course in the beginning. They pretty much had the votes online and stuff like that. And Max Striker is selling the hey vote for your favorite girl and things like that. And then you get a musical chairs competition, which the reason what made the one with Ric Flair funny is Ric Flair does stupid shit, and then he got so pissed off that he lost that he almost attacked Stacy Keibler.
Yes.
So that was the difference of the two. This one wasn't that great, and the matches also weren't as polished as they could have been. But at least,
And they
like, yeah,
cheated.
yeah,
They cheated for AJ because Naomi was all the way in the seat. The rule is not if you get down first. The rule is if your ass is all the way in the seat.
yes,
So they cheated so AJ could win. I'm mad.
yes. But does it?
And
Yeah, go
and
ahead.
one thing I noticed because again this is my first time seeing this stuff.
Yeah,
They mentioned Punk being biased to AJ, so I'm assuming they were already dating,
no.
or at least they were. He somebody knew that he liked her. That's all I'm saying because they
Uh,
keep bringing it up.
they were cool with each other. I think honestly, I think he was with Lita at the time.
That's something I didn't even know was the thing. Okay.
So yo, something to watch. Hot Ones did a versus with AJ Lee and CM Punk, and AJ Lee he asked AJ Lee a question like, "Who are your pioneers of the women's division?" And then the first three she picked was Lita, it was China, Lita, Beth Phoenix, and then she looks at him and is like, "You dated these girls before, didn't you?"
Damn, all of them?
So he dated Beth
No,
Phoenix, he
he did not
dated
date.
Lita, and he dated Mickey James. And then she's like, "Yes, I'm gonna be on the list, but first Mickey James is gonna be next, and then her, and then the new generation will be Bailey." So four
Oh,
of the
jeez.
girls CM Punk dated. So she and on that Hot Ones episode, she fucking it was pretty funny.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So during this time, I don't think they were together. I think CM Punk was, I think that in the Nexus at the time. So that was a
Hmm.
weird time either. That yeah, he was like he took over the Nexus and he was the leader of the Nexus and stuff.
And he
Um,
came out with the ugliest, oversized doodle
yes.
brown blazer with no pants, and it looks hilarious.
Yeah. I think he was the highlight of the show. Like his comments, his timing in
Barely,
certain comments was funny.
barely though,
Yeah.
barely, because this
Um,
was not
You could tell they were rookies. You could tell that they never touched the ring before.
Let me
And
ask
yeah.
also, do you know, or did they ever say what time of the excuse me, of the show was this? Because was this the beginning, the end? Like when was it?
So usually this was during the first hour of SmackDown, because SmackDown was 2 hours at the time.
Okay, all right, all right.
So usually they'll let people in at 6. So I think WWE at this time let people in a little earlier, so they'll have the crowd full for when they do these shows. So by 7 o'clock these shows aired. They're pre-recorded though. They're pre-taped, so they record them, and then it kind of like main event on how main event is done. Usually it's the first hour they'll run 2 matches, and then that'll be pre-recorded, and then they'll put it on that show.
Okay,
And
all
then
right.
the voting was done live when it was on Raw and SmackDown. So usually they'll get tally the votes on Raw and SmackDown, because those are no on Raw, because Raw was the live show. SmackDown wasn't live at the time. SmackDown was also pre-recorded at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be on Tuesday, and then
At this time, because I know that was the old school. That was still going on
yes,
in
so
2010. Okay.
SmackDown didn't go live until when Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon took
Oh, until
over
they changed the
GM.
name. Until they
Yeah,
changed the name.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
That's why they
I didn't know
named it
that.
SmackDown
I
Live. Yeah,
didn't know
yeah, yeah. So SmackDown was never really live. I think the only live shows of
that.
SmackDown was the first episode, and everything else was pre-recorded Tuesday,
Okay,
and it
I
was
mean
moved
that's
to
a long
Thursday.
time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's when that was pre-recorded. All right.
Yeah, that's why there was a big time that the SmackDown results came out on Tuesdays, because that's when they recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's something. Again, that's something I didn't know.
NXT does it to this day. Uh,
See what you're saying. I
TNA
see.
kind of does it too. TNA,
No,
but
TNA. Yeah,
yeah,
TNA. I know.
they've done it
That
for
I
a while. But that's also saves money, because what they do is they'll have two big venue events, and they'll have that whole weekend, and they'll record for 2 months, and then
understand.
they'll give the guys off, and they could do indie shows and stuff like that, and then they'll do the next month, and then that's why Brian Myers. I don't think he'll ever go back to WWE unless the money's right, because he likes that
Hmm.
schedule.
I see. I see.
But yes, the show wasn't great. Does it deserve the rating it got? I think so.
Yeah. So the rating we got for the show on the site, on the website, is 0.18, which is the lowest rating. Now the rating actually goes up to five, because
Yeah,
5 stars. That's the accepted wrestling terminology. So that means that this didn't even earn a half a star. I mean, it doesn't have the most votes. It has 91, but it's conclusive that nobody likes this episode. I watched it. It was awful. They had a bunch of little things here and there that made you chuckle. That made me chuckle, like
yeah,
the dickhead Michael Cole,
yeah.
which, which I think it's time for him to have a little bit of a character again. I don't know. It's been a
I'm
long
good.
time.
I'm good with the anonymous GM
Oh,
shit.
okay. It's a bad thing. See, I wasn't there for that, so I don't know how bad it was.
You want to see talk about bad wrestling, bad times in WWE? One
Yes.
is 95, the other one is 2010.
Why? Because this thing with him is not the only time he does it.
No, this is during that whole time that he does it.
Oh, this
This
is
is
during.
after he also beat Jerry the King Lawler,
Oh, this is after the
and
match.
he
Okay,
became a douchebag about it, and he'll brag about it to this day.
I got you.
Um,
Okay.
2009. The only I think 2009 what saves WWE at the time is '09 Randy Orton, because he went
Okay.
psychotic and started punting everyone in the
Okay.
head.
Okay.
Beyond that, like there was not a lot of hit and miss. 2010 was a rough year.
Was this also during Super Cena stuff? Because I don't remember when
Yes,
he got up and running.
it was, but he was hurt twice during that year.
During you say what 2009 or 2010?
2010,
Okay.
because I think he comes back that 2000. I forgot the one that he comes back with Triple H, but I think he comes back with that. But I yeah. Cena return Rumble.
It was also interesting to see stuff for Cody.
Yeah.
Finds little things here and there about
Yeah,
Cody.
Cody was, I guess, that he started the dashing character
Ah,
during
okay.
that time,
So he
cause,
had the mask,
and I think he
or
has,
he had the mustache.
yeah, cause he was part of the first Nexus, and I think Husky Harris was his
Um,
rookie, which is Bray Wyatt,
oh, okay.
and he was mean to
Interesting.
him.
Interesting.
You know, if Cody Rhodes would have came in a couple years earlier, it would have made sense if Bray Wyatt went after him,
Why he had a thing
cause
against
he
his.
was he tormented his ass as Husky Harris. He made fun of his weight and all that
Oh,
shit.
oh, I got you. I got
Yeah. Not as character
you.
though, not as real
Yeah,
life.
I'm about to say, of course, you know who was right and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, he came in a year too late.
So I would just like to point out, um, man, if this was going on and Vince was the guy in charge, it just sucks.
Yeah,
I'm surprised NXT stayed around because this was bad. This is
they
very
tried
bad.
their best to make something out of NXT, and then Triple H took it over when he started working behind the scenes because he stopped working as a regular ring person around 2011.
Oh,
He had
really?
matches here and there, but he wasn't like full into it, and he was still
Was
a
that
character on
around the
TV.
time when he would be like corporate Triple H
Yes,
again, the
yes,
suit,
yes,
and always next to Stephanie or doing
yes,
something?
yes.
Okay, okay.
And then when
Was
he
that
started
was that
doing
also the time period when Kane was in the suit, or no?
a little later,
Okay, okay,
that's when they had authority. So that would be after Seth Rollins won the world title.
gotcha,
But
gotcha.
this was because when Triple H started working backstage and stuff like that, one of his big ideas with Dusty was to make our own talent, and that's when they had the facilities that OVW and I forgot the Ohio Valley. It was OVW and another one, which was I think where Ryder and all of them came from, which was in Kentucky.
Okay,
Um, they started building like that, and then they moved to FCW. FCW was originally the original NXT, and they started harnessing a lot of the talent there. And then Triple H took over as the head, built the performance center as a big facility for them to fully train the next generation of stuff. And then that's when he started taking over the black and gold. NXT in the beginning was a little rough, but you still got some decent characters, and it got because I watched it from the start because it was a series. It was randomly on Hulu one day, and I just watched the first episode. I was like, "Oh, that's not bad." And I just kept
I have
watching
a
it.
question. I have a question. Was
Yeah,
this series just made to humiliate hot women?
probably. I
Because
wouldn't be
this
surprised because
seems
before
like
this they had the
the
Diva Search.
most. Because again, yeah, that's true. They know how to find people, but this seems like the most. We're just gonna take the most attractive women and make them do the most nothing, almost stupid stuff. But it's
This is
not like
yeah.
it's not. It's as if they were like, we can't put them in pudding anymore. So this is the next best thing.
So
But I feel bad for the lady Ascana because they had her up there try to ask her questions about things that she clearly didn't understand. It's like in today's world, they would have talked to her and asked her about things, and they would have
they did the same thing with
again
Maurice.
like this is hilarious. Oh wait, you mean there's a time where they were just clowning Maurice too?
So before this became so the first two seasons were dudes. It wasn't even the girls they did.
That I didn't know.
But
That I
before
didn't
that, they did the Diva Search,
know. Okay.
and they did the Diva Search a few times. One that Miz hosted. One Miz host. That's how he met Maurice. But the fact
Mm.
that she at the time she did not speak one lick of English. She
How
spoke
did she
only
get the
in
job?
French. Huh?
It was just like look at her. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then so Miz asked her, "Why don't you do a promo in French?" And then she cursed him out in French.
Oh shit. All right.
And then he was like, and that's where he said like I was in love after that. But
Oh, that's
that's where she came from as well. But she didn't win. I think a lot of these competitions, besides the winner, because Chrissy Hemme had a decent career, um, but most of the people that win doesn't really have a long longevity in their career. Besides, Like Tough Enough was John Morrison. Um, I'll say he has the biggest career, but Maven started making his name now through his YouTube channel. But before
And
then, no one
he
knew.
pointed out something because his Chris Van Fleet was like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah,
And I think he said if it had been different, because wasn't he in the Miz season or no?
no, Maven was in the original one, the original season.
Okay, because he,
Maven was the first season. Yeah,
all right. So
him
in the
and
first
Lydia
season,
won.
he had mentioned a thing about when Miz was in there that if Miz had won, it's interesting that he thinks that the adversity is what made him the Miz. And it's interesting to see that because he's like, if Miz had won, he's like that guy would have got chased out of wrestling for real, and he would have everybody would have really hated him instead of just picking on him and stuff.
I agree.
They would have like tried to get him. And I was like, damn, it was like that back then. Shit.
Yeah, cause he had again he talked about it to Taker on his podcast when he got kicked out the locker room because people were saying that he spilled chicken all over their their
Did they
gear.
ever find out who that was that said that?
I
Because I don't think he ever like
It was
specifically
someone he
said.
never mentioned their name because I don't think it's worth mentioning the name, but it was a person that didn't have long tenure, but it was
Okay,
also a person that thought he was a big shot or something.
okay.
But he had friends in the locker room, so one story made another. So how he explained it is like from me eating something over someone's bag, it became me throwing chicken all around the fucking locker room to me just spreading it around, just ripping it and putting it all around the place. That's how he
Mm-hmm.
explained it. And then I think it was JBL was the one that kicked him out the locker room,
Uh,
and there was times that he didn't dress and stuff like that. And then I think there was a conversation that him and Taker had, and Taker said, "No, well you come back in, and whoever's like that, he would take care of," and that's how he was able to come back. But
uh,
I agree with that. Like he should have honestly, if anything, I think he should have won that season. But I think it is better for him that he didn't because he was able to work on his craft and really get himself, and he also got himself signed, which he probably made more money than the person that won Tough Enough.
no, I mean yes in the long run, but
Yeah,
again, also he mentioned that somebody brought up because they did watching all this stuff.
yeah,
It's funny how it turned into people talking about NXT,
yeah,
like the OG for some reason. It's just funny how that happens. But they were like the guy, what was it, Daniel Puder,
yeah.
the one who was supposed to, well, the one who
That
did
one,
win
yeah. He was a
the
jerk.
contract.
Yeah,
So yeah, the we all know about the jerk and Kurt and stuff, right? But they talked about the contract. They were like it was supposed to be like $1 million, but it was split where it was like one chunk of it went to the guy, and then it was supposed to be over a certain amount of time,
yeah,
meaning I guess a guaranteed contract
yeah,
for a certain amount of time, and like he just blew it.
yeah.
They said he
He,
was coming in like Mercedes
yeah,
in high fashion. It was what they said he was looking like. It was like,
and
damn, he just got there.
he fucked with the wrong people.
Yeah, yeah,
He tried to be big shit to the wrong people
yes.
because I think it was Benoit
Ah,
that
okay,
beat
okay.
the living shit out of him because I think he did a dark match with somebody and he lined up hurting them and he did it purposely.
Okay.
So and because they wanted to see if he can actually go. So the next thing on TV, Benoit offered himself to be in that match,
Uh,
and
uh,
he beat the living shit out of him.
mm, mm, mm.
And it wasn't like a big like he kept stopping him. He chopped him. He chopped him like he was cutting a fucking tree. That's how hard he chopped him. Like you seen Walter's chop? I saw that chop, and I saw his life leave him. Like the angel
Mm.
flew up, and I remember seeing that, and I was like, "Yo, that's legit." Like he's beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, yeah.
But he just crossed the wrong people, and then he fucked with Hardcore Holly. He's another one that you don't fuck with.
This is
He
true.
fucked with Eddie Guerrero. He's another one you don't fuck with because he will
Mm,
fuck with you.
mm, mm.
Um, and he'll say his whole line, "You think your shit don't stink?" And then he'll beat your ass. So like he fucked himself. He gave a lot of people, and then Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that's the
And
one
then Kurt
most people.
Angle, like, he's like, you want to go, we could go. And Kurt Angle is Olympic gold medalist and will fuck you up either way.
Hmm.
So Pewter didn't have it in him. He had no charisma. I don't know why he won that one, but he won it. That's when Boogeyman lied about his age, and then that's why he got kicked out.
Yeah, I remember. I remember
Ryback was in it, that one as well.
that. I didn't remember that.
Yeah,
I
Ryback.
saw
He
that
burnt.
one. That's the
Yeah,
one I saw. The Boogeyman one is the one I saw.
Ryback was in it. He had hair, so you might not recognize
Yeah,
it.
true enough. True enough.
And
True enough.
he got blown up in one of the running drills.
Okay.
And the thing
Was
with,
it on the beach?
yeah, but
Okay.
they
So I
all were
did.
filmed on the beach.
No, no, but I'm specific. Like, was that one where Ryback had that happen to him on the
Yes,
beach?
yes,
Was it? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think I remember.
And then he went. Then he came in later on in the part of the Nexus in NXT.
Gotcha. And
But
he was not Mason Ryan because they look almost exactly the same. But
no,
then Mason
Mason
Ryan in the
Ryan. Yeah,
face looks like Batista.
yeah. Mason Ryan looks like Batista, but he was also like, I think they tried to push him because the way he looked, but he was not good
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, he wasn't. Oh,
No,
that's
he
sad.
wasn't good. He does like Circus Soleil now.
Crazy.
Yeah, in
Crazy.
Las Vegas. Yeah, I remember they did a like this person like where is he now kind of thing, and he does Circus Soleil.
All right.
Yeah. But it's interesting. But yes, this NXT episode was not
I
good.
was I was saying the shining star of this episode was Caitlyn and AJ. Well, AJ was the one they clearly were forcing because she was the one winning all the stuff.
Yeah,
But Caitlyn just had something there. Like it didn't, she didn't like get frustrated like Naomi did.
she
Like
had
she
she
tried all
was
the
yeah.
stuff,
The fans liked her.
and you could tell she was good and she was jacked.
Yeah,
So, but yeah,
there you go.
and I will say, not knowing much about was so that's Taker's wife and the other girl that's the coach, the co what's her name? The co-champion.
Layla.
She's funny. I will say that.
Layla was great. Layla
She's
was
she's funny.
yeah.
That
Layla was very
one
underrated.
highlight.
Yeah, and she was the first Arab women's champion.
Really?
Yes, she's Arab.
Uh, no, I just mean the first of.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Of that of the national. Yeah,
That's cool. That's
but
cool.
she was great. Like Layla, I think was very underrated in that series because she was a solid wrestler. She wasn't great, but she was solid. But her
Hmm.
personality, she was like she had a personality. I think she won this. I
Yo,
think she
let me
won the
just say
second Diva Search.
why. Also, I'm about to give credit to Michelle McCool because she did the belly to belly before Bailey did. I didn't know that.
Well,
Huh?
Bailey was probably like 16 years old.
No, no, I'm just saying somebody actually did it that way
Yeah,
because she
yeah,
did it like the exact same way. The gotcha and then do it. Like, okay.
yeah. It was Scott Steiner did used to do that too.
Well, that's not what you call that.
He did the spin one too
That was trying to murder somebody. Like I'm a rag dog.
for a little bit. But yeah. So Layla was in. I think she won the second Diva Search
Okay.
because Chrissy Hemme won the first one, and that's the one with Michelle McCool. Not Michelle McCool. Candice
Yeah,
Michelle.
no, no, no.
Candice
Candace.
Michelle.
Yes. Okay.
She was in that season and she lost, but then got the attention of WWE because I think she did the GoDaddy ads, and she lined up
That I
getting a
remember.
contract. Yeah,
That I remember.
and then I think Bobby Lashley's wife was in the first season as well, and she became like a secretary for Teddy Long or
Huh.
something like that. Kendall, I think her name was. I
Gotcha.
don't remember. And then the second season, Layla won. She looked completely different because she had her hair all curled up and stuff like that, and she was a Miami Heat cheerleader, and that's how they built her up. She was part of the exhibition on ECW that it was Kelly Kelly, her, and Brooke Adams, and they used to just do like what Nitro Girls used to do.
Ah. Okay.
Cause she was a dancer and shit, so she did
Yeah. Yeah.
everything with dance. And then little by little, she started building a character and actually wrestling, and she was actually a pretty solid wrestler, and she was picking up pretty fast. And then they did the whole thing with Michelle McCool.
Gotcha. Understood.
She was pretty good. She was a good character. I liked her. She was
Mhm.
a real sweet too. I met her in one of these wrestling conventions. She was extremely sweet.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's NXT for you. What's our next one of these
Number,
cage?
I mean, and I found it. Remember, I sent it to, well, I'll
That's
resend you the link, but
that's
it
the All
is
Star Wrestling, right?
Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view. It is from 10/10/1999.
How long is this pay per view?
I don't think we have to watch the whole show because this one has like semi-good matches, but the rating is low. So it's a 0.24, and the worst match of the night is it doesn't even have a score. It says dud.
Dud.
Tully Blanchard defeats Stan Lane in
Okay.
7 minutes. So I mean, we could watch some of it because it's just a regular show. So I would assume it's like 2 hours.
It's the one that's 1999.
1999. The main event is Jim Neidhart and King Kong Bundy versus Jake Roberts and Yokozuna. What?
Yeah, this is it.
Not for nothing. I don't mean to be morbid. I thought Yokozuna was dead by 99.
No, I think he died 2000.
All right. Well, two co-Scorpios on this show.
Yeah, he died October
Yeah,
23rd,
there's,
2000.
there's a lot of matches. One got again. They're using Meltzer stuff, but again,
I'll
in
watch the show.
addition in
Fuck it.
addition to Meltzer's ratings, they have the fan ratings,
Yeah.
and just the ratings of the matches are one is a half a star, one is a fourth of a star. Like I didn't even know that one is -1 star.
It was a
This
Gorilla
is a
Monsoon
bad show.
tribute show
This is a bad show.
in the Mississippi Gulf. Let's see if we recognize anyone in here. All right, I'll watch the show. Fuck it. Let's go. All right. Weekend wrestling.
It's just when you read the comments too, it's a bunch of zeros.
Yeah.
They don't even score it. They're like, this show is this. So I'll read you this one and then we'll move on because it's funny. Oh my God. Somebody said they love it and they gave it zero. So this is a funny one. Quite easily the greatest event of all time. Such a star-studded roster. The main event with drunk ass Jake Roberts getting shit on by King Kong Bundy must be the greatest overall bout of all time. 0 star. So
Five
even when
stars.
it's just being funny, they don't even give it points.
It reminds me of the Boston dude. 5 stars.
Okay, just yeah. Apparently this is real bad.
All right. All right. We probably have seen worse. Probably not. Probably not.
Probably not from what they're saying. The
Probably
main
not.
is
Is this worse than the NXT episode we watched? We'll compare them
ah
to.
woo
Because at least we had what we had.
oh
Oh
boy.
god. Anyway, yeah, because I watched some. I looked at some of it. I'm like, okay. Go Jin the Anvil. Oh, shout outs to I actually finished Natty's book. It was pretty good.
Oh really? Okay. Okay.
I did the audiobook because I rather I
Does
listened to
she?
it.
Yeah. Somebody else reading?
She does.
Oh nice.
She's pretty good. It was pretty good. Um,
Hmm.
it mentions a lot of stuff that she struggled with. She also like talked about a lot of it, her dad and her dad thinking that he's a bigger star than he was and not having the money and him selling off a lot of family heirlooms and things like that. But she also talked about her road to WWE and the things that she had to sacrifice and do, and it's really good. It's a really solid story about her, and I just really wish that they give her the run that she needs and not what they're giving her right now.
Yeah, I agree. Just let her beat people up.
But it was a really good book. It gives you insight on how she treats the locker room. It gives you insight like how she wants to be in the locker room and kind of how she puts her school together and what she wants out of that school. Because she again her life is wrestling, and then TJ as also being the teacher and stuff like that is like you see what she really wants to do. Like honestly, If WWE decided to just let her go, I think she'll fucking thrive so badly.
Yes.
I think she'll kill in New Japan. I think she'll kill in Stardom. I think she'll kill in fucking GCW and the sport matches. I think she would fucking really kill a lot of things in outside
She
of
has a
WWE.
she has a match coming up in
Yeah,
Bloodsport with Shayna.
yeah. But again, I wish they brought that style of her and not a kind of cookie cutter version of it. That's like,
Yeah, it's the sanitized. The this has to work within 10 minutes.
yeah,
This one has you have to cut a promo about this and that. And it's just
yeah,
like that's kind of the thing that sucks is the fact that they. I understand you got to talk butts and seats for your matches, but again, I think sometimes actions speak louder than words,
yeah,
especially when it's a visual show. Like,
yeah.
just learn. Just sometimes dudes. All right, and here's the thing, and it's not gonna be PC, but guys get away and they still get more leeway with certain shit. The girls, you can tell they have to be the highest star to get away with certain things. So what Randy is doing to Cody, like busting him open like that,
Yeah,
she should have been done to Maxine.
100%.
And that's what I mean by bleeding has a purpose in wrestling. You can't just be Moxley in it every week. But if she was allowed to give Maxine a crimson mask, you know how bad people would feel for her. Again, you're supposed to be making her sympathetic and supposed to make Natty evil.
This is one thing I would give AEW credit.
True, true.
But sometimes they overuse it. But
But
beyond
I will
that,
say,
they'll let the girls bleed. They
but
don't
I will
have that.
say,
Yeah.
it worked for Tony.
Yeah.
100% worked for Tony Storm. When
Yeah.
they mess her up and they leave her lying, the last storyline, she's laying in a pool of her own blood. But I'm just saying, before
Britt
that,
Baker and Thunder Rosa.
yes, yeah, that basically made
And
them too.
then also
Yeah,
the blood sport match, the the
blood guts.
blood and
Yeah,
guts match. Yeah, like it's if you're still telling a story, it should be able to be, it should be allowed. Like I
mm.
understand, like oh you're going like that, but if it's telling a
And on
story, it
Netflix,
should be
what's
allowed.
what's going on? Who's cutting funding? Aren't they on Netflix?
Yeah, exactly. They have like they could go PG, they could go PG-13 if they
They
go
saying
higher than
shit.
that.
They saying shit
Yeah,
and bleeping out fuck now. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Unless she's
Can
gonna
we
like,
be real with it?
unless like Natty's gonna legit like break up, make her look like she's breaking a bone. The only way you're gonna sell that she's that serious is you make her bleed.
That's true.
You can
Or she
fucking,
tears out her extensions, but I
yeah,
don't know if Maxine has extensions.
pop a
So
fucking pop a blood packet. I don't fucking care. Just put
do
it
the
on
do the
there.
moon, do the big dog.
Yeah, because it's, yeah. I agree with
I
you.
remember that.
Yes, I agree with you.
I remember the big dog bleeding
Yeah.
mysteriously.
Yep. Remember when he got dog food thrown on him?
Yes, but that was Baron Corbin, so you know
Yeah.
what? He let it go.
Anyway, we can wrestling. We can run through this fast because we kind of had a long
You can
conversation.
just do the highlights if you got anything, because I know there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Obafemi taking out Brock Lesnar for the second time.
Looks good. 2 weeks in a row. It looked good. Brock's doing business. I love it.
Jey
That's
Uso brass knuckling a division and going a little insane.
I think that was also great because he's going back to the Jey Uso. I think that people were following.
Yes.
Like a
Um.
stable Jey Uso is not the same as unstable Jey Uso.
Yes. I love the Becky Lynch and AJ Lee back and forth.
Hmm.
I thought it was
Still good.
great. So the story, Javon Evans versus Grayson Waller, I thought was solid.
That was up. That might be in my file of match of the year, low key, because
Yeah.
that was so. You know why? Because Grayson Waller has not had a chance to prove himself like that in a minute,
Yeah. I agree.
and he
Um.
still did something I think I've never seen before. Again, that, what can I say?
Yep. Paul Heyman called out Seth Rollins, and that was interesting.
That was great. Talking all that shit, talking about his kids, and
Yep. Yep.
it got him arrested. Okay.
Bailey and Lyra Valkyrie got a victory over the Kabuki Warriors, and then you also see some drama between Io and Kyrie, and you see that that's starting to bubble up into a storyline for hopefully for WrestleMania.
Hmm.
Intercontinental Championship match. You got Penta versus Dominic Mysterio, and the return of Finn Balor that cost Mysterio the match.
Yes.
And Roman Reigns and CM Punk and Jey Uso also going crazy and said, "Get his ass, Joe."
Get
He
his
says, "Get his ass, Joe." He didn't even say Roman.
ass. You know what to do.
Yeah. Raw was fun. I go solid B plus.
I think I go B+ with the asterisk. I give it A- because I think some of the matches were really good. The women's wasn't there a gauntlet? The
The tag team gauntlet.
the tag team gauntlet that was good.
Was it? No, it wasn't. It was
No,
good.
no, it was the one with Bentley.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm getting them mixed up.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. We watched a lot of
That was good. Yes.
wrestling. NXT we got next. We kick off with Fallon and Lily Reed versus Kendrick Gray and
Good ass tag
Win
match.
Sinclair.
Yes, sir.
Win Sinclair and Gray win by
Let her get
submission.
a little spotlight, and you see how good Ren is. That's all I'm
Yes.
saying.
You got the show started with Stone trying to balance out backstage, and Shallow Hill until Paxi and Josh Briggs unsuccessfully.
The stuff with the Shallow and Tatum is pretty fun.
Yeah, and I like the fact that she teamed with the GTA guys
Yes.
on the house show. It was funny.
Mm,
She's making friends.
she's making friends.
There you go.
They're all
Uh,
dangerous, friends, but they're friends.
yes. Soroka and Zarya agreed to end this at Stand and Deliver.
That was probably the best promo. I don't care about no Roman and CM Punk, Cody and Randall. I felt something because Zarya got to speak for a minute, man. She got to talk for a good long time. She's
I,
good.
I know you're heartbroken.
I know. I know.
Kalani Jordan versus Thea Hale. It's really good. It was a solid match.
Mm.
Jordan wins.
Lonnie's star is on the rise. Don't sleep on her.
Silo Hill offered Tim Paxi a geolocation of Mariah
Yes.
May. North
Right.
American Championship Gauntlet
She
match
got
was
dragged.
great.
She got dragged to hell. That's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
And then you had the North American Championship number one contender gauntlet match, and the winner, Johnny Gargano.
That might be my match of the week.
It was fun.
To do a weekend at Bernie's match.
We had NXT
In
tag.
WWE.
Okay.
Like you understand how big that is?
Yeah.
That was essentially a comedy match, and they managed to do it from
Yes.
beginning to end with Johnny Gargano not lifting a finger.
And
Like
wins.
kudos to that match.
Yes. Yes. And then NXT Tag Team Championship number one contender match. You had the Calling versus Los Americanos, and Los Americanos win.
Yes. Also a very, very good match.
And then Tony D'Angelo versus Ricky Saints with All Ego to get
Also
the page.
also very, very good.
D'Angelo wins, and Joe Hendry comes in.
Like, I'm gonna beat your ass. You gonna kill you, gonna punish me. So I
Uh,
think
with
I'm NXT I'll give it A.
I go A. It was solid.
Go back.
AEW Dynamite results. We have. Wait, is this the right date? No, this is not the right date. God damn it! I look like, hey, that passed a while ago. Where's what's the date? It would be 20 collision. Damn it! I think this. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, Kenny Omega. That's right. Kenny Omega versus Rick Swerve. That was a fun match.
First two. Yes, very good
Omega
match.
wins.
Omega wins.
Kind of wanted Swerve to get the VIP status.
Yeah,
The,
but isn't he
I
still EV? Isn't he still an EVP?
no,
Him and
not,
Osprey, or did they give that?
no, no. No, they lost it.
They did lose it. I don't remember
Yeah,
when. Sorry,
because they stopped fucking with the Young Bucks.
it just went away.
Yeah,
They
it
didn't
just
have
disappeared. They
no.
didn't mix
So they
anything
still
to it.
are. So technically, they still
Well,
are.
why he's fighting him for his VP spot if he didn't have Young
It's
Bucks
just
still?
he's like Thanos. He has to collect all of them.
But they didn't. I don't think they have it anymore. Maybe
Well,
it's
they,
for like a year. I don't know.
mm,
Maybe I don't know. I
that's
can't.
true. Maybe it was just last year.
Yeah, good
True.
match though.
True, true, true. Yes.
You got a good promo by Will Ospreay for
Yes, sir. Moxley, yeah.
Moxley. He's coming to
After
kill him.
Moxley's match, yeah.
And then we had Death Riders defeat the Bang Bang Club, the Bang Bang Gang. Um, like I said, oh no, they didn't fight them. They fought the Skyflight. Death
Skyfight,
Riders
which I
wins.
thought was it was a solid match, but it was just kind of like, why are they fighting them?
Yeah,
Also, is Layla Gray hurt or is she not there anymore?
she's not there no more. She left them.
Oh, I said,
She
I said,
left them, and I think she went with no, not anymore. I think she's just done. I don't think she's in with anyone anymore.
oh, I said.
Mike Bailey versus Rocky Romero. It was
What are they doing? I understand Rocky's an important wrestling figure, but like, do you have to just get beat up in every match?
that's what they do.
I
That's
think
what they
that's
do.
what it is because he makes a lot of money.
You got MJF celebrates,
That was pretty good.
and then Omega interrupts.
Yep.
It's gonna be a good match.
Not a bad promo. Yeah.
Yeah, the conglomeration versus the dogs. Good match. Dogs win.
This is about where I tuned out.
Okay.
So I did not see this match.
They just keep trying to kill Darby Allen, and I got tired of it. Like, kill him or not. Like, just take him out of his misery. Stop. If not, just leave him alone. Tekla versus Mina Shikakawa.
I
That was actually
and I
pretty
did
good.
see this.
That was
I
good.
went back and watched that. That was a very good match.
And
Well, I'm
then,
just saying, Stardom taking over.
yep. And then you have Roosh versus Darby Allen. Allen wins, but then he gets they try to murder him too with Don Callis' family. Everyone's trying to kill Darby Allen. It's like Kenny. Everyone's after Darby Allen. He's after the world title too. That's what he said last. He's gonna go for the world
Oh,
title,
really?
even if it kills him.
Okay.
So
All
he's
right.
willing to die for that damn title. So be careful.
Mm,
He put someone in a car and flipped it.
Big
Careful.
Hebrew, you better watch out. He'll shoot you.
Yeah,
I don't doubt MJF once again. Just saying.
yeah.
A little
Uh,
golden pistol.
AEW, I'll go B plus. That first match was like the seller. I did like Mina versus Tekla as well
Mm.
a lot, and yeah, it was good. SmackDown, you got Randall and Matt Cardona, and then Matt Cardona pops him with a mic. It was great. Loved it. Then we got the Bell Twins versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. It goes into a no contest. Oh no, Bell wins, but they had shenanigans with Nia Jackson and Lash Legend as well, and Bailey Lyra-Valkyrie. So that looks like they're building into a multi tag team match in the WrestleMania or the SmackDown before WrestleMania. So one is going to be one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley versus B-Fab. Rhea Ripley wins by NQ, but they jump her, and the promos were really bad because they all over talked to each other. But I think Jade was the weakest of the three.
I don't know if she was the weakest because I think everybody except Rhea was bad.
Yeah, like they all like just talked over each other. I don't think they were that great.
I
And I
don't
like
think it
Mia
was good.
Yim. I like Mia Yim. B-Fab I'm not crazy about, but I like Mia Yim. B-Fab I'm just surprised she's still there. That's where I see her. Not crazy. And I haven't seen her have a good match yet. That's just me. Anyway, this episode had way too much Jelly Roll for my liking.
Well, there was a Randy censored episode. You gotta have his new best friend.
That's not his best friend.
I
But yeah.
mean, is Cody his best friend? Because he's dead. Oh
So
wait, no, he came back to life. I'm sorry.
all right, I got tired of seeing it, but yes, Kit Wilson got cursed by Dan Housen, our resident cursing guy, and the Miz is showing the aftermath of his curse,
Hmm.
and then he goes in the ring and loses to Jelly Roll, Kit Wilson anyway. So he was cursed.
It was too long of a match.
I feel that this should have been more of Kit Wilson dancing to his song, and then he just got attacked, and that's about it. Shouldn't have been a match.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Carmelo Hayes, and he's doing his open U.S. challenge, and it's Sami Zayn that answers, and Sami Zayn wins, new U.S.
I
champion.
love it. I love how it's controversial and it's something to push the story forward. Like you can't be champ forever. We know that
Yeah,
Carmelo's is phenomenal. But that was like the triangle. It was Ilya, Sammy, and Carmelo.
Hayes, and now back to Sami,
So yeah.
and then
But of course we have Trick, and I say I'm curious because it was very understated the the rivalry between Trick and Mello.
that really
And
bothered me.
it's like do you this was like the marquee of NXT,
Like the
like
story's
turning
there.
turning from Rainbow NXT 2.0 to like regular 2.0 and then
Yeah,
back to regular NXT. Like these two guys, yes, Ilya, but when Mello was leaving, these two were like the top guys story wise. So it's weird to see them not even mentioning it
yeah, I think they dropped the ball on that part. Like honestly, they should have at least had like a little stare down between the two.
because
They had a little like sup kind of thing, but beyond that, there was like no stare down. There's no like animosity or anything.
no, because I would say the story is Trick wouldn't be that version of Trick if it wasn't for his rivalry with Mello. Not for them being friends, for when they split and Mello was like, "You need me,"
Yeah,
and Trick was like, "I'll show you," and like, this is the result. So it's weird.
yeah, I agree with that. Like I wish they went more into their backstory and stuff like that, and also it'll go into like say for instance, now we know that Trick Williams is going for the U.S. title at WrestleMania against Sami Zayn. You can have a little side thing with Hayes, like, oh, what? How he gets a U.S. title and I'll get a rematch, and then he adds himself into it. So
Hmm.
it could have been something like that, but I feel like they lacked the story of their history at all. Like they have a habit of actually telling the history. They have a huge history. They
Yep.
were fucking partners,
Yep.
and they did nothing with that, and that really pissed me off with that. Beyond that, like the match was fucking solid. That was probably the best match of the night, but yeah, the little story between them two, that should have been highlighted.
Yeah. It's
Even
very
with a fucking video package.
like that thing was like the headline of like not takeover, but of PLEs.
A
Like
couple
they
of
had
takeovers.
a big rivalry. It's not a
Yeah.
small thing. It was like developmental trip. You see, you put it in that in the regards of this is like HBK and Diesel, HBK and Triple H or something
Yeah.
like that. Like
Yeah.
two of the guys who be like seeing them before they hit,
Yeah.
and then seeing them after, and it's like, are you not going to tell the story before? What? So
It was a missed opportunity.
I wonder if they're explicitly trying to save it for something. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll save it for a package before Mania.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't.
This is what I think, and this is where I think it's gonna happen. I don't want it to happen, but I feel like it's happening because they feel like I think they're gonna make a tag team big group match for SmackDown titles or even both titles and just have them up like they did like a couple years ago. But I have a big feeling that it's gonna be Hayes and Ilya as a tag team.
I hope not.
I have a
They're both
big feeling
both
that's happening.
they're both very big stars. I hope not because I think not because Priest
I just because
and
of Priest and just because of Priest and Arturuth, I have a big feeling that Hayes and fucking Ilya is gonna tag team.
huh? I had the opposite because of that. Because I think the focus was something else. Because it felt like the MFTs and Howdy was the focus, and then they realized this shit's kind of whack. So
Yeah,
they
I, again, I still feel that we're gonna get a group tag team match, and the way that Ilya and Hayes been working and talking to each other and having the rivalry and things like that, I don't want this to happen. I really don't. I want to be wrong 100%. But there are certain things they have showed. that it looks like they're gonna put them as a tag team. They did it with Cesaro and Sheamus. It worked
Yeah,
out good though.
not yeah, I know. But I feel like they understand that these guys are singles champions. I don't. As in, will they be a tag team? Yes. Will they stop the momentum of them being
100%.
USA US championship bound? I don't feel it because the story is still there. Because it's not like Melo lost and now he's just gone. We'll see, we have to wait and see what's
Yeah,
gonna happen next week.
I
And
agree.
also Ilya was not a part of this.
But he
So
was the
I feel
one
like
that. Well, he was the match last week, but
no, I'm saying I feel like from what we saw this past week, it's gonna be a 3-way, and it might end up being a 4-way
I wouldn't pass. I
if
would
they
like
put
it to be
Ilya.
a 4-way.
That's what I feel like it's gonna be.
I would like it to be a 4-way
A
because
tag team
also
thing, I don't feel.
Trick has a big history with Ilya
But
too,
yeah,
and I don't think they're gonna show that either, and that's gonna piss me off.
we'll see. But that's that's
I need
that's
them
my
to show it
perspective on it.
because what he did with Hayes, he did with fucking Trick Williams.
Because I also feel like now with Truth and Priest, they have the amount of teams if they really want to do a crazy ass tag team match for the championships, like
Yeah,
six teams or whatever, all the teams.
yeah,
I think it'll be stacked now.
I hope
So
so.
I wouldn't put it past it because I've are they gonna do the Andre?
More likely they'll probably do it on SmackDown, or they're slowly getting rid of it.
Because remember, Melo's still the last one, right?
Yes,
He's still the last one.
he should be wearing that chain.
He should be.
He should be.
He should hit Miz in the head.
Right, right. You got Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. They're getting a non-sanctioned match at WrestleMania.
Okay. I hope they go all the way with it. You know what I was hoping for, and I know it's too much to ask, but I was hoping that this was the. Let me ask, because I don't remember, or I may not have been watching if it happened. Has there ever been a WrestleMania with a Hell in a Cell?
Yes.
I thought this was going to end in a Hell in a Cell. That's what I was hoping for.
Balor and Edge.
Oh shit, that was a Hell in a Cell. What?
Balor Edge.
That was a Hell in a
You
Cell, was it?
had Taker when he hung Big Boss
Oh
Man.
shit. But I wouldn't remember that. But wow, that's crazy. Okay.
um, I could have said that or Last Man Standing, something like that.
We're gonna see.
But
It's unsanctioned. It's
unsanctioned,
unsanctioned. It's the same thing as Last Man Standing. I mean, yeah, they don't count the 10, but it's gonna be like weapons wise and out the ring and all that
yeah.
stuff. So
And the ref is just there to count. That's it.
yeah, I'm not man. I'm not man.
We got Julia versus Trish, Finney Stratton, and this was rough.
Oil and water. Tiffy she was
She
she
was out of
wasn't
it.
she almost broke her own neck and Julia at the same time.
Yeah, she looked
That's
out
one
of it.
time. That's one time was like the worst of Jeff.
Yeah, and
The
even when he was
worst.
drunk, still did it decently.
I'm just mean when Jeff didn't go do the whole rotation and
Yeah,
landed
yeah,
on
yeah.
people. It was like, ugh,
It was rough. It was rough.
it was not a good match.
I will say, and this was I'll say, like I I got me and Minion talked about it. And he blamed Julia. Like, Julia should not be here and like that. I was like, it wasn't Julia in this match that kind of fucked up. It was kind of Tiffy on that side. And then watching
Maybe
it, it was more Tiffy's side. Like she looks out
she
of
was
it.
doing things that I don't think Julia could. Because I think there was probably communication issues because there's a few moves that you saw during the match where it's something that if it was somebody else, it would have been fine because I say explicitly the move where she did the handspring
Yeah,
and she was supposed to counter into like Julia was supposed to catch her.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, Julia's not catching you because you're a big ass girl. So any other woman, another bigger woman would have caught her.
yeah,
They did that spot fine, and it would have looked okay. And then instead, they messed it up, and Julia had to sell her anyway. And again, even when they messed up, you can't really blame Julia because
yeah.
making phantom hits, but she's still doing her job.
Yeah.
It's like you got to kick her.
Yeah.
What do you want her to do? Stand there and laugh at you?
Yeah. It was rough. It was rough, and this is where I say that house shows are needed. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the repetition is needed, and these are things that could get fixed with repetition.
People need to touch. They need to fight each other.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how
if
you get
I'm not
talent.
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, is that the first time they fought one on one on a
Yes.
TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fought in a tag, but they barely touched.
But like one on one on the TV show,
Yeah.
that's the first time. So come on, man.
This is something I will mention on the
Come on.
cast too, because it's something that to bring to people's attention. The reason why NXT girls right now are a little bit more in sync with each other than the main roster, they have house shows.
Yeah.
They get the repetitions, and they do have matches with the same person over and over and over again.
I
So
don't.
that's why anytime you see them on TV, like say first they have one bad match in the first match, they never had that bad match again.
Yes.
And I
True.
think that's where the house shows kind of come in handy because Jay could use them as well.
Yeah. She could. She should have been in NXT. Just saying. But
I
anyway.
agree with that. No, I've said that since when she got signed. I said she should have went to NXT. I think she would have learned a lot. She would have got a lot of repetition. She would have been a lot better than what she is now.
Jade, Jade, I think is what, and here's the thing the difference between night and day is what Bianca would have been if she had not gone to NXT.
Yeah,
There's a fundamental foundation for all of your skills and your attributes and how naturally gifted you are. There's things you can't just pick up without actually doing them.
I said the same. I said the same exact thing to Minion one time. It was like the difference between them two, and then this is something you said exactly. I said Bianca Belair would be Jade if she didn't go to NXT. I
Hmm.
was like, she was a person that came from athletic background and not wrestling.
Yep.
And she was rough in the beginning when she first started, and then she got better and better because the people that she had working with. She was working with Io Sky, she was working with Kairi Sane, she was working with Shayna Baszler, she was working with Rhea Ripley, she was working with Raquel Rodriguez, she was working with Ember Moon, she was working with
Hmm.
um, fucking who else? The name like the names of NXT, Nikki Cross. Like she
Yeah.
had the fundamentals off of those girls, and those girls are fucking good. So it made her a better wrestler, and then she took that and fucking Sasha Banks and her matches with Bailey versus with Sasha Banks with Asuka. Like you could tell that she learned from every match she ever had because she got
Hmm.
better and better and better and better and better. That's exactly what Jay needed. She needed to go into NXT, learn the fundamentals, learn what her style should be, and not just copy and paste off of any powerful woman wrestler.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's exactly what she is
That's true.
because she borrows a lot from Beth Phoenix.
She's, but I mean,
She's the
not just
perfect
that.
person.
She's
Last but not
just
least, yeah,
China.
she's the perfect
She's
person to
kind of,
learn. Yeah,
but if you look at the actual moves, she's kind of China.
China
Like
and Beth Phoenix.
in between the special moves type of deal.
Yeah,
Like her offense is kind of China.
yeah, and
Powerful, throw you around, but no like real
and
like
honestly,
finesse.
and China wasn't that great.
That's what I'm saying. No
Yeah, yeah,
finesse.
yeah, yeah,
It was technique because she learned it,
yeah,
but again, the finesse is what would come
yeah.
from NXT.
I agree.
That's
I agree. And then what hurts her too is the fact that Bianca and Naomi carried her,
yeah, yeah,
and anyone that denies that, yo, look at her with Bianca, look at her with Naomi.
yeah.
They fucking carried the shit out of her.
Hmm.
And that's what it is. Again, I agree with you 100%. Like, if Bianca did not go to NXT, she would be Jade right now. But the fact that she went to NXT and got to work with the talent that she has, look at how fucking good she is. Like, we miss her. Like, I miss her on TV. Like, her song plays on WWE 2K26. I'm like, damn, I miss her. Like, it's fucking, it is what it is. Like, you need repetition in wrestling. And I feel like the main roster needs house shows. They need at least one or two.
Just and not just repetition. You gotta touch everybody
Yeah.
because as we see, Tiffy's been in NXT. She's touched most people. She has not touched Julia, and we saw what
Yeah, and the ones that she has had time with, she wrestles good with.
happened.
The ones that she didn't, she doesn't wrestle good with. Look at Charlotte Flair and her.
Look at her and freaking Jay. That was
Rough.
borderline okay.
And then look at her and Charlotte Flair, and look at and what and the person that Charlotte Flair is.
Hmm.
That
But
was a
to the
rough
best.
match. It was a
It,
rough match. So yes. Anyway, going into more. That was a rough match. I hope Julia's ribs are good.
sheesh.
She probably pooped herself. She fucking landed hard on her stomach. We got Randy Orton versus Matt Cardona. We got a Rough Rider on him, which was dope, and then Randy beat the shit out of him, and
It was cool because
then
he used that. The match was fine because he
yeah,
used the cast when he was getting beat up. They were like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And Randy was like, "What the hell, man? This guy's cheating."
yeah.
And
I
then he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna break that even more." And it's like, "How can you break it? Watch me." And that was it.
and then end with Cody Rhodes slowly walking to the ring while his friend's arm gets broken out of his bus, walking to the ring, not
Driver, take it.
running. No urgency for Matt Cardona's poor arm.
Driver? What's the speed limit? Yeah, go five less. Okay, we'll
Yeah,
make it
go
there.
around one more time. Not no care in the world for Matt Cardona. Now he can't build his wrestling figure room as he's been showing pictures of because y'all fucked up his hand.
Mhm.
He has to wait now. Y'all fucked up. Slowest walk ever to the ring too. He looks like a guy that just saying get off my lawn when he came
Mhm.
out with his fucking pants up to his belly. Anyway, SmackDown, what you give it? Yep.
Mhm.
SmackDown, what you give it?
I give it a B.
I'm gonna go B minus. There was some things they had to fix and hiccup. There was a lot of hiccups in that. TNA, I'll shout out the Ali tag team match in the beginning. It was a lot of fun. And Brian Myers versus Jeff Hardy was actually pretty solid as well. You watched Collision. I didn't get to watch the whole show.
I did not see the entire show. I saw them up until Champa
So
and Ace Austin. So it's most of the show, yes.
Babes of Wrath, what the girls' names are? The
Versus Dominion? Is that what it's called?
Dominions.
I keep thinking they're saying Minion, but it's Dominion. I'm like, don't they just call it? Just give them a different name.
Divine Dominions.
Divine. Yeah. Okay.
I want Babes of Wrath to win the titles back. I'm biased.
I mean, I didn't mind. I didn't
Yeah,
mind the match. Match was solid though.
yeah. Myron Reed versus Johnny
That was a good
TV.
match versus Giant TV. That was a great match, and MXM was at ringside, and they were hilarious.
Yes, they were.
Good, and I don't know why Mansoor has fake hands on him,
Me either.
but it drives me crazy every time I see it.
I, this is the first time I seen him on TV, so I'm like,
You,
why does
yo,
he have four hands?
shout outs to Johnny Loves Taya. Please
Yeah,
watch that
yeah,
because they're doing real work on that show. Like they're trying. Like they you people say we want to see like wrestlers like that can act and do stuff on
yeah.
their own. They don't just put them in movies. They have their own show.
There you go.
Watch it. It's funny.
So, John Moxley, Daniel Garcia, defeat Private Party.
That was the best match on the show. It surprised the f out of me. I was like, they made Private Party step up. They still beat him up, but again, man, it. I will say, and it makes me feel bad. It's just that whenever you put them behind the eight ball, Private Party delivers. Like you be sitting there and just be like, damn, I wish they had an opportunity. And it's like you give them the opportunity, they knock out the park. So
Yeah,
that was a good ass match.
good. Yeah, Ricochet accused Kenny Omega using his EVP powers to ban GOA from the Blackjack Battle Royal, which
Mm.
in turn helped Jack Perry win the title. Ricochet
Yeah.
laughed at Omega bringing Chumps as his tag team for Dynamite. Perry and Brody King. The men are killers, and they will make jokes of one
It
another.
was there was a promo with them in the stairwell
Yeah,
screaming.
yeah, yeah. Then you had the Bowling Birds and Mia Shikara versus
Oh,
Nixie.
shit.
I like Nixie.
She was on TV and she got jobbed out.
Yep.
Like, couldn't you just have a regular match?
Nope.
Damn, damn. Oh well, at least she got to be on TV.
Kyle Fletcher does not like Kyle's having business relationship with MJF.
I don't think anybody should.
I
It's
didn't get
very
to watch this though, but Tommaso Ciampa versus Ace Austin, I'm definitely gonna watch it later on, so I
watch
can't
that
really.
match. Watch that match.
And then you had Aussie Open versus the Radicals. I didn't get to watch that either. And then the International Championship, Okada versus Kevin Knight, and then get to watch it, but I know he retained.
Watch
So
watch those two
I
matches.
give that one an incomplete that I didn't get to watch the rest of it.
Mhm.
The last thing is AAA Raised the Ray. I did watch the last week. The third week of the results. You had the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship in the Fatal Four Way. You had Laredo Kid defeat Jack Cartwheel, T.J. Perkins, and Dragon Lee. Fun match. Uh, Jack Cartwheel did some flip that made him look like he was in WWE 2K26 with the body mechanics, and he just fell. He fell in style. Um, yeah, Elf Frisca versus Ambos Negro, and Frisca wins, so he's the good guy that won. It's like his brother or something like that. They both wear the same mask, but one is good, one is bad. And then you have Penta to defend the Ice Intercontinental Championship against El Hirio de Valkingo at April 11th in Mexico City. That's the end of the show. It was a fun match show. It's an hour long, and you get a lot of good wrestling. So definitely check AAA. It's on YouTube, on WWE's, or on AAA's. If you want English, it's on WWE's. It's Corey Graves, JBL, and Rey Mysterio on commentary. That's about it. Podcast we listened to. Van Vliet had a lot of good guests on there. He had Mark Marrow. He had Candice Michelle. I said her name right this time. He had this week.
Oh yeah, she signed with Impact, right?
Who?
That was the thing, Candice Michelle.
Yes, she's working backstage in Impact.
All right, good for her.
Yes, yes, yes. And then he has someone else I just listened to. I did listen to Cody Rhodes with Matt Cardona. Very good conversation. Definitely check that one out as well. Um, who did he have? I forgot who he had.
You had Johnny TV. I think
Johnny
that was
TV. That was last week.
yeah, that was very good,
Um,
very entertaining.
Sam Roberts. They were talking about their
Uh,
WrestleMania talks. That was actually a really good
they had
conversation.
each other on each other's shows.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta listen to Sam Roberts' side of it. And Chris Masters was last week as well. That was a good conversation. And Cody Rhodes was 2 weeks ago. So listen to that. Shout out to Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. They were actually talking about a lot of the stuff that happened and also the new releases of a lot of the WWE figures. They're doing the King of the Ring, Stone Cold Steve Austin, which looks really dope. So definitely check those out. Shout outs to Phenomenally Retro, which is AJ Styles' new podcast that he does with his buddy, and they talk about retro gaming and wrestling. So definitely check those out. He talked about a lot of the stuff that happened after his retirement and what he's doing with WWE. So if you want to know what he's actually doing and not the rumors that saying that he's going to AEW, he will tell you. And he talks
Who's
about a
that?
lot of
Which one is that now?
Phenomenally Retro. It's
Okay.
on
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
And it's AJ Styles and his friend Tony Gills, and they talk about retro games and wrestling and his past wrestling and also his collection, their collections, and things that they won. They pretty much do a lot of it of both retro gaming and wrestling conversations. So check it out. It was fun. It's fun conversations.
Mhm.
And he talked about virtual pro wrestling too on the last episode. It was good. I think he's only
Oh,
4 episodes up.
okay.
And so wrestling retrospect is done. We're gonna do the next show, worst wrestling show ever, and it is what is it again? The World of Wrestling.
Heroes of Wrestling,
The,
October 10th, 1999.
so we'll be watching that, and we'll be talking about it next week. It looks bad.
Yes.
Anyway, Um, I guess we wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Babble podcast. Thank you for listening. Follow us on all social medias. We have Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, and TikTok. All Mark Mike. Also follow Wrestling Week.
Do it. We are Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and we got a WordPress.
Yep. Peace out, ladies, and always remember follow the Jinkies.